digital currencies are back in the red this morning as the U.S. debt ceiling drama continues and global economies continue the fight against inflation.
The broad market, I think there's still some pain potentially ahead.
What's your outlook for what's next when it comes to the actual price of Bitcoin?
I think risks are down. It hit a pretty good ceiling around 30,000. So did Ethereum. Pretty good ceiling around 2,000. Fed is still tightening. They said they're going to keep tightening. To me, the risk is everything tilts back downward. Cryptos lead the way. The key point is Bitcoin's the least risky crypto, but I don't like to be bearish. I like to be factual.
Hey, what's up, everyone? Welcome back to my channel. How do you feel about the economy right now? What does the future hold for Bitcoin in 2023? Are you bullish or bearish on Bitcoin in 2023? To answer all your doubts, in today's video, Mark Yusko is going to share his viewpoint on the current state of the economy and Bitcoin. You don't want to miss this one, trust me. To know more details, stay tuned till the end of the video. And if you want to stay up to date with the latest crypto insights, markets, and economy, make sure to hit that subscribe button and bell icon. All right, are you ready? Let's dive right in.
It's the nature of every market. Everybody's like, oh, crypto's different. It's full of scammers. I'm like, really? Do you know the term bucket shop? It exists for a reason, right? The boiler room.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You know, small cap stock scams. Go back and look at history in the 1920s, in the roaring 20s, and look at all the scammers and all the little companies that had no real business that would go public and they'd pay off the officials and then they'd just go out of business and that's what eventually led to the crash. And did we stop investing in stocks because there were a lot of scammers in the 1920s? No. How about in the 1970s when we had the savings and loan crisis and I guess it was 1980s and the savings and loan crisis and did we stop investing in stocks? No. Or how about the global financial crisis when the big banks, right, the banks that we trusted were scamming us with CLOs and CDOs and slicing and dicing, the big short. Nope, we didn't stop. Yep. And yet when people talk about crypto, they're like, oh yeah, you had a bear market last year. Like, yeah. And year to date, this year, it's up almost 100%. And it is again for the 11th out of 14. It's only been in existence for 14 years. Bitcoin's only been an asset for 14 years. And 11 of those 14 years, it's been the number one performing asset.
Scams and frauds are nothing new in the world of finance. They have been around for as long as markets have existed. Think about the stock market crash of 1929 that erased millions of dollars and sparked the Great Depression, or the savings and loan crisis that shook the banking system. Did we give up on stocks because of these crooks? No way. But when it comes to crypto, at the first sign of a bear market or a scammer making headlines, some people are quick to write it off. It's like they forgot about the incredible growth and performance of Bitcoin. Yes, there are scammers out there who want to take advantage of you. Yes, there are bear markets that test your patience and faith. But that doesn't mean crypto is a lost cause or a dead end. On the contrary, crypto is one of the most revolutionary and promising innovations of our time. Look, I get it. The crypto industry had a rough year in 2022, a year known as a crypto winter that saw Bitcoin lose 64% of its value as the sector faced a series of major crypto failures, including FTX and Three Arrows Capital. But look at Bitcoin's performance this year. It has bounced back from a dismal 2022 and gained 66% so far this year. And this could be just the start of a bigger surge, according to some crypto experts.
It's gone from nothing 14 years ago to $500 billion. Okay, that's something. $500 billion is something.
Yeah.
And this idea that it's somehow going to go away it's just silly, right? It's literally like saying, that internet thing is just never going to be a big deal. Or personal computers. Steve Ballmer's mom, right? Honey, why would you work for that company? No one would ever want a computer in their house. Well, why did she say that? Well, because the president of DEC, Digital Equipment Corp, that made big mainframe computers, said no one ever want a computer in their house. They just want big computers in their buildings. Like, no, we want a computer in our house. We want a computer in our hand, right? Yeah. Pretty soon we want a computer in a little earpiece, or hopefully not, I'm not putting a chip in, but someone might. Yeah. But I get it, why it's hard. Because even my pinned tweet, right? The greatest wealth is created by investing in innovation. Okay. To invest in innovation, you have to invest in something that you believe in before others even understand. And you'll be mocked and ridiculed and criticized for your non-consensus action. It's totally worth it. Here's the thing. Bitcoin has held up, as you said, really well, right? We got the second and third largest bank collapses in history, and Bitcoin's up.
According to Mark Yusko, Bitcoin is the best asset of the future. In just 14 years, it has gone from zero to $500 billion in value. Can you believe that on May 22nd, 2010, a programmer named Laszlo Hanyecz made history by buying 2 pizzas for 10,000 Bitcoins? Back then, Bitcoin was worth less than a penny, and hardly anyone knew about it. Today, Bitcoin is the most valuable and popular crypto asset in the world. That's not something you can ignore or brush off. Even in the current uncertain economy where issues like debt ceiling, inflation, and traditional banks were collapsing left and right, Bitcoin stood strong, surviving the storm with steady resilience. But the next months are uncertain, experts warned, as a looming recession could challenge the performance of an asset less than 15 years old. In Mark Yusko's words, you invest in innovation, you believe in something before everyone else does, and you don't care what they say about you. Let's get into the next clip to hear more from Mark Yusko. And don't forget to like and share this video.
We have this weird dynamic that the Fed exists to steal the wealth of the masses through this thing called inflation. Inflation is not good for us. So what happened? So all of the graft and corruption of the savings and loan crisis and the first banking crisis in the 90s and the second banking crisis, global financial crisis in 2009. So January 3rd, 2009, Bitcoin is born. Now, why was it born on that day? And why is the first image on the Bitcoin blockchain in the Genesis block a photograph of, or JPEG, of the Financial Times, Chancellor on the brink of second bailout for banks? Well, that is, again, a commentary, social commentary on why Bitcoin needed to be created. It needed to give us a way to take our fiat, convert it into something that is no longer inflationary, can't be devalued because there's a finite supply, it's scarce. And that deflationary asset allows us to protect ourselves against this fiat fiasco. It means we can create fiat out of thin air. So fast forward to today, what are the implications? Well, the banks reliquefied themselves. Then these other competitors rose up and they were threatening the guys at the top again. So what do? They foment fear and create a reverse bank run. So all the money flows back up to the top banks. Why? Central bank digital currencies. Well, what's a central bank digital currency? Central bank digital currency is not Bitcoin. It's not Ethereum. A central bank digital currency is a closed, centralized ledger that is a surveillance tool and a control tool. So it's all the worst things about fiat money, inflation oriented, can be devalued by decree, plus programmability and control. I mean, it's a living nightmare and surveillance.
Bitcoin lets us turn our fiat money into something that can't lose value because there is only a limited amount of it. It's a deflationary asset. It protects us from the problems of fiat money, which can be printed out of thin air. Let's embrace the revolution, stand up against the surveillance state, and pave the way for a future where control is in our hands, not in the clutches of the few. What are your thoughts on this? Do you agree with Mark Yusko's viewpoint? Are you bullish or bearish on Bitcoin in 2023? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe to my channel for more updates on crypto and economy. Also, be sure to give a big thumbs up to this video. Thanks for watching, and see you next time. Adios.